The average person on the Hill walks about 11,000 steps a day, but nobody walks quite as much as Illinois Congressman Tim Johnson. He does this to keep himself in shape. He was the former co-chair of the Congressional Fitness Caucus, and he's really taken this to heart and implemented this into his work. So I caught up with him a few days ago while he was getting briefed by his staff and making constituent phone calls. At the time, he was walking around a courtyard outside the Longworth House office building.
Yeah, Mrs. Harry? Yeah, Mrs. Harry, this is Tim Johnson calling you, Timothy Johnson. I think I've actually met you before. I'm the United States Congressman for Assistant Park and that whole area up there. And I try to call about every day, Mrs. Harry, just to kind of stay in touch with people back home. So just thought I'd call you and see if there's any issues you wanted to mention to me or anything I could help you with specifically. I'm Congressman Johnson, Tim Johnson. So if you have anything that is on your mind, I'd be glad to listen to you. And otherwise, anytime we can help you, you give me a call, okay? All right, well, you have a good day, Mrs. Harry. Thanks for your time. Somewhat elderly, very nice. Frankly, you get a variety of reactions to this. Some people want to talk to you for 45 minutes. Other people think you're a telemarketer and you have to tell them you're not. And other people have some specific need that Steve Borg is going to be able to address. You do one more. Mrs. Heimlich? Yeah, hi Mrs. Heimlich. This is Tim Johnson calling you, Timothy Johnson. I'm the United States Congressman for up there in Iroquois County. And I just try to call about every day, Mrs. Heimlich, just to say hi to people back home. I don't have any special message, but I was just calling to see if there's anything I could do to be in any way helpful to you, or anything that you'd like to talk to me about in terms of issues. Oh, any congressional issues that you might have some interest in? Okay, well, it's sure good to talk to you. Thanks for saying that, and if you have anything comes up, let me know, okay? Thank you. See, as an example, what we'll do here, I do this, we'll do these two people were both here, so I circle their first name, a T, which means they're there. They didn't have any particular comments, so there's really nothing to follow up on. But we'll send them a letter with our, I assume, email and phone number and all that, saying, if you have any issues further or any personal problems, give us a call. And in addition to finding out what people are thinking, and in addition to actually getting some great ideas about things that we ought to be doing, it also serves the dual purpose, I think, of convincing these people here, that government is not just some big removed, Capitol building. It's actually a real person with a real staff and a real life doing it.
What is the most interesting reaction, or what do you recall off the top of something that you've changed your mind on because of these phone calls?
Oh, God, yeah, oh, sure, yeah. I'm oftentimes when I'll be talking to somebody about they don't, maybe not specifically about appropriations, but I'll be talking to people who will, and I'm sometimes close. Steve will have one recommendation, maybe Jerry Clark, who's back home, another recommendation on a specific appropriation matter, right, Steve?
Yeah.
We're on the fence. And oftentimes we are, because there's, for example, today may be a good example. You want to provide money for the troops. At the same time, we're spending a lot of money, and are we really enmeshing ourselves where we shouldn't be? The International Monetary Fund, is there too much money? So I'll be calling somebody, and they'll say, you're spending too much money. Government's out of control, and that's our big opinion. And I can recall that having happened a number of times, where I've had a situation where we're real close on the issue.